Hello students, welcome to the next class of Science 2 Classification of Plants. We are at the last part of the classification of plants. So as you can see the slide, today we are going to talk about classification of plants, the next group that is called as what? Phanerogams. Before we see what is phanerogam, just revise what we have done till now. We have classified kingdom Plantae into two groups, cryptogams and phanerogams. Cryptogams are those plants which does not have proper root, stem and leaves, no flower, no fruit and seeds. And we have seen the characteristics of each group, Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta in single videos each. Today's part we are going to discuss about the next group of plants which are called phanerogams. As I say phanerogams, it's the reverse of cryptogams. They have root or stem, leaves, fruit and flowers, and they are the major plants which we see in our surrounding. Further, these plants are classified into gymnosperms and angiosperms, and angiosperms are further classified into dicots and monocots. So let us focus on the second group of plant in today's lecture, that is phanerogams. I'll repeat, phanerogams are those plants which have root, stem and leaves. They have fruit, flower and seeds also, and they have a vascular tissue, that is xylem and phloem is present. On top of that, they are classified into two major groups. One is called gymnosperm and the other is called angiosperm. Angiosperms are further classified into monocotyledons and dicotyledons. What are these detailed structures? We are going to talk as we go ahead in this particular video. So I hope this completes the entire kingdom Plantae. Coming to the major group called phanerogams. So phanerogams don't bear fruits, they bear naked seeds, or they bear fruits with the seeds inside. So there are two categories in that: those plants which have seeds inside the fruit and those plants in which seeds are outside the fruit. So we are going to classify them into two major categories. Those which do not have a seeds inside the fruit, or those who have a naked seed, are called gymnosperm, and those who have a seeds inside the fruit are called as what? Angiosperm. So as you can see in the diagram, the pictures are very clear how the gymnosperm looks, and in angiosperm they have shown there's the avocado seed which is there inside the avocado fruit. So when the seeds are inside the fruit, that is categorized under phanerogams, angiosperm, and when seeds are not inside the fruit, as in case of cycas plant, such type of plants are called as what? Gymnosperms. So gymnosperms and angiosperms are the two major groups of phanerogams. We should be remembering about this. What are angiosperm then? These are the class of plants in which mature seed is surrounded by an ovule. So seeds are inside the fruit because the ovule is surrounding the seed. So ovule gets converted into seed and seed is inside the fruit. Therefore, it is called as what? Angiosperms. Now, the Greek word of angion means vessels, or you can say the seeds which are of vessels is like a vessel, and inside the vessel when the seeds are there, the sperma means seeds. So angiosperm means the seeds are inside the fruit. Now why this is a characteristic? Because this particular plants have a flower. Flower is going to form a seed and seed is going to be inside the fruit. So they are flowering plant, they have a seeds, and major characteristics are seeds are inside the fruit. As you can see in the apple here, if I cut the apple, the seeds are inside the apple. So seeds are inside the fruit, and that is the characteristics of group angiosperm. There are 25,000 species of angiosperm known to us, and in all these seeds are inside the fruit, and therefore they are classified as angiosperm. So class of plants in which mature seeds are surrounded by ovule, we again call them as an angiosperm. That is the major characteristics of this particular group. So as we go ahead, we'll also talk about the gymnosperm. So what are gymnosperm? Gymno means naked, and seed and the sperms means the seeds. So that means it's very clear that seeds are outside the fruit, or seeds are not inside the fruit, and therefore they are called naked seeds, and that is the characteristics of the gymnosperms. So this is very, very clear. So gymnosperms are going to have naked seeds, or seeds are not inside the fruit. So let us differentiate between the gymnosperm and angiosperm as we go ahead. So angiosperms are the flowering plants which have vegetables and edible fruit. Gymnosperms are coniferous plant like redwood, cypress fir, and pine. Angiosperm are the source of hardwood, typical hardwood which is used in furniture. Gymnosperms are the source of softwood which is used in paper, timber, and plywood. Angiosperms are ovules enclosed in the carpel, that is the characteristics of the flower. Gymnosperm do not produce flower. Here the carpel is made up of stigma, style, and ovary, that is the female reproductive organ is made up of stigma, style, and ovary in angiosperm, whereas in gymnosperm does not have to transport their pollen grain, therefore there is no such structures found, because there is no flower only, there will be no such structures found in the gymnosperm. Angiosperm, the seeds of angiosperm contain either one cotyledon or two cotyledon, that are either there is one part of seed or there are two parts of seed. We'll talk about this. Whereas in gymnosperm, they lack vessels, and they have something called as xylem, which is making the wood of that particular plant. So even if you remember 3 points from this particular differentiation between angiosperm and gymnosperm and 2 examples of each, I think that should be enough for us. So majorly angiosperms are flowering plants with seeds are inside the fruit. Gymnosperms are non-flowering plant and seeds are outside the fruit. Angiosperms are further classified into monocotyledons and dicotyledons. Those seeds which I cannot cut it into simple part or two parts are called monocotyledons, whereas those seeds which I can cut it into two parts are called as dicotyledons. As you can see here, banana, coconut, paddy, onion, garlic, wheat, maize, these seeds I cannot divide it into two parts, so they are monocotyledons. Whereas if I take a groundnut seed, I can easily break it into two parts. Such seeds are called as dicotyledonous seeds. So those seeds which cannot be broken down and only made up of one seed, one complete seed is monocot, and those seeds which can be divided into two equal parts or two parts are called as dicotyledonous seed. Please remember the examples also. Now what are the characteristics of dicot? They have reticulate venation. If you see the leaves, the veins are forming a network, that is called reticulate venation. They have a tap root, one major root, and then other primary roots are there. And if you see the flower, the petals are multiple. They will have 5 petals, 6 petals, as you can see in the slide. So reticulate venation, that is veins are forming network on the leaves. A taproot system is there, and there are multiple petals in the flower is a characteristics of a dicotyledonous plant, in which the seeds are going to have how many parts? 2 parts are there in this particular seed. Whereas in case of monocots, it's completely reverse. They have a venation. If you take a banana leaf, the veins are parallel to each other. Instead of taproot, they have fibrous root, which are the hairy roots, and they also have a multiple petals, but the number of petals would be either 3 or 6 or like that. So that is a major characteristics of your monocotyledon. So you should be able to differentiate between the characteristics of monocot and dicot based upon the slide which is shown here. I'll repeat, monocot have parallel venation, veins are parallel to each other, they have a fibrous root system, and they have multiple petals. So with this we have completed the last part of the chapter, that is phanerogram, which includes gymnosperm and angiosperm. Please go through the video 2-3 times as we keep on requesting, and try to learn and write down the points of what are phanerograms, what are gymnosperm, what are angiosperm, what are monocots, and what are dicots. In case you have any doubts, you're always welcome to ask me on the personal WhatsApp group. And please, after this chapter is over now, I'll also send you the question answers link video to this, so you can also write down the question answers as and when we complete it. So till the time we meet for the next time, I hope you'll enjoy this video. Stay home, stay